We are going to be downloading a file and a couple more graphics, and then we're going to be inserting those images that we've already created along with the thumbnail into this page. That will be step one. Step two is going to involve creating some hyperlinks using the thumbnails. For the page itself, we want that to go into lesson 3. And the thumbnails should go into the media folder. And I'm just right-clicking and choosing Save Link As. And I'm going to go ahead and open up that Mackinac photo file. Whoop, wrong folder. And I'm right-clicking, Open With. I'm going to choose VS Code. And here it is. And our first task is going to be to kind of fill in this photograph section. And you'll notice that we've got some headings here, and right below the headings we have some empty paragraphs. And that is where we're going to be putting the image tags. And it is helpful if we take a look at this as we are changing it. So I'm going to display it in the web browser. And this is what it looks like now. And you can see the thumbnails that we have, how they're all the same height. That is why we did the 150 on the bridge. So they would all look good sitting in a row. So our first step is going to be to insert that arch rock image. And that's going to go in between the opening and closing paragraph tags. And I'm going to go ahead and just key in IMG for the image tag. SRC equals, this is the location of the graphic. And we're going to be giving it a relative location. The page itself is in lesson 3. So from lesson 3 to pull in the graphic, we have to open up the media folder. And then we have to give it the name of the graphic. And this is case sensitive. It is not case sensitive when you look at it offline, but when you transfer it to the web, it is going to be case sensitive. So that is a pretty common error, is to get the upper and lower case wrong. And I'm just going to do a little CSS styling here just to tell it the width is 400. That actually helps display images quicker. And I'm going to give it some alternate text. This makes the page ADA compliant, and text readers will pick this up and read it. So this is a single-sided tag. That is why I put a little slash here at the end. So there is no opening and closing for an image tag. You do have to give it the location of the image. That is the source. And you really should give it alt text. A lot of people are using screen readers nowadays. Okay. And then the style tag also helps the page display quicker. So this is our first one. And our second one is going to be similar. I don't like all sorts of extra typing, so I'm going to copy and paste it down here. And I'll do it again down for this Mackinac City. And for Marquette Park, that's in the media folder, so that is correct. The name of the file is a little bit different though. That was Marquette Park.ping, and you can see it's trying to help me out here. So I can actually select that and it'll fill it in for me. 400 width is correct. And the alternate text should be Marquette Park. For the city marina, I believe we called it Marina Optimized. And 400 is fine for the width. And the alternate text is Mackinac City Marina. So at this point, I've got those 3 graphics in. I'm going to save my changes. And you can press Control and the letter S, or you can go up to File and Save, whatever you prefer. And then if we come out here and reload the page, you can see, or hopefully you can see, our graphics. The thumbnails have already been placed in the file for you. If you do not see the bridge thumbnail, you may have named it differently than the instructions. So take a look down here, because this is the same image tag that you see up here. Alt text is listed first, but other than that, it's the exact same. And take a look at how bridge thumbnail is spelled here. And then you'll have to go out into your media folder and see how you spelled it here. Because if they don't match, that is why you can't see it. So you're either going to have to rename this one or change the name in here. What we are going to be doing next is adding some links. The first link to the Mackinac Bridge, we actually have the optimized file. So we're going to be creating a little thumbnail link to the optimized file. And basically what you do is you put the anchor, the opening anchor, before the image. So I've got ahref equals, and then in double quotes, I have to tell it where that optimized graphic is. Well, it's in my media folder, and I called it Bridged Optimize. Oop, capital O. Here it is. I'm going to go ahead and select it. Okay, then you'll notice it puts the closing A in there, the closing anchor. So I'm going to highlight it and move it after my closing image. Now I can see I got a little carried away there, so I have to put that back in. Yeah, somehow I lost my little image tag here. Let me put that back in. So this could happen to you. It's always a good idea to double check and make sure that it looks good. So that actually looks right now. So that one should work. And I'm going to go ahead and test it. Let me reload here. And now this is a link, so I get the little hand. I'm not going to see it yet on the other two, but I should be able to click on this, see it, and then I can go back. So that one worked. And for the next one, it's basically the same procedure, but you do not have the full picture. So we're going to have to do an absolute link for this one. So with an absolute link, you have to give it the entire web address. And this happens to be one that I have. And it's a rather long address. And I'm going to carefully move this, hopefully without destroying the rest of my image tag. Nope. Try that again. Come on. All right, so I've got my image tag intact. I've got my opening anchor before the image, and I have my closing anchor after. I'm just going to take a look. It looks like I spelled all that correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my other one. Now, The next one is similar to the fort, so I'm going to copy and we'll paste it. And then I'll take that closing and very carefully move it to the end, or hopefully. Come on. All right. Try it again. Dragging and dropping is wonderful when it works. Okay, so I do need to change the name of the graphic. Because it is not Fort for this one. It is Grand Hotel. And I'm going to save my changes. And I'm going to go out and test this. And now if I click on this, then you can see that it actually took me out on the web here. And we'll try the other one. There we go. So we have a relative link because it's one of ours, and we didn't have to give it the full web address. And then we have two absolute links. Now, just because all of this is working here, it does not mean that after I transfer it to the web that it's still going to work. So it is super important after you transfer things to the web, especially when you're dealing with graphics and links, that you test them live.